Hey. Can you hear me okay? Oof. Hello, hello. Tip, tip, tip. Doing good, doing good. We're getting there, slowly but surely. Mark's genre mixer. Getting this set up again. I hadn't done it in so long. It's been absolutely just wrecking my mind all day. It's absolutely trash having to figure this all out. I'm gonna switch over to this other camera. Hopefully everything will go okay. For some reason the chat is not showing up. I have it also so that chat shows up on the screen, but it is not doing that today. So that's aggravating. I don't know why not. I'll have to figure that out some other time, I guess. Boom. Hopefully there won't be any lag. There was some lag earlier. It looks okay. Hopefully you can see this all right to some degree. It's the first edition Dungeon Master's Guide. I hate that it's got this sticker imprint right here. I've tried to remove that, but that's impossible, apparently. And I'm showing off here with my Jeff Easley signature and Diesel and Jeff Easley art, which is absolutely awesome. Just look how squiggly that is, but how good it looks. So very cool. I've got a couple of these. This is my best one, I think. But hopefully it won't lag too much. It's doing a little bit. I don't know. I got 4 viewers so far. I wonder if that counts me as well. It may. What's going on with Mark's genre mixer? What are you up to? Anything? Looks all right. You can see my hand here. Trying something different tonight. Just reading the different ways that you roll up characters here in first edition. And I think it's interesting that it says, let me get to it. It says method 1, all scores are recorded and arranged in order the player desires. 46 are rolled and the lowest die or one of the lower is discarded. I like that, how it's just kind of like ambiguous about which one you discard. You're like, maybe not the lowest one. You can maybe take close to the lowest one. And then all scores are recorded and arranged as in method 1. 3d6 are rolled 12 times and the highest 6 scores are retained. That sounds pretty great. A lot of these are pretty strong. Method 3, scores rolled are according to each ability category in order. 3d6 are rolled 6 times for each ability. I don't know how much unique items, but I don't know if you've ever looked at this thing. I mean, I've looked at it a good bit, but I thought I would take a little peruse through it again. So look at that. 3d6 are rolled 6 times for each ability, and the highest score in each category is retained for that category. That is, I mean, you're going to get great stats there. I couldn't imagine within 6 rolls of 3d6, you're bound to have something pretty great. Method 4, 3d6 are rolled sufficient times to generate the 6 ability scores in order for 12 characters. It's going to take you a little while. The player then selects a single set of scores which he or she finds most desirable, and these scores are noted on the character record sheet. I mean, in my opinion, I think that first edition D&D, they pretty much want you to have a strong character. You know, it's kind of interesting that some of the methods we've seen in other games, it was a little tougher. But then it has here general characters roll 3d6 for each ability as usual, but use average scoring by considering any 1 as a 3 and any 6 as a 4. Yeah, they're tough to tackle, and it is really great. There's some stuff in the back that I actually use for Pocket Fantasy whenever I was making that, and I really love the tables in it. And it's difficult to find stuff. I like the font. It's such an interesting book, and it's written with a lot of words and not always the smoothest I guess description, I guess I should say. I like this. Half elves are usually much like their elven parent in characteristics, although to somewhat lesser extent than a pure elf. Doesn't really say much more about them. I think that's kind of interesting. It doesn't say about how, you know, how it's difficult for them to be kind of in between the different races there, human and elf. And then, let's see. Character classes, followers for upper level player characters. Like all of a sudden it just throws in followers. You know, it's just kind of interesting where stuff is located now from where it was. Right up here when we've got diseases, parasitic infection table on page 14. Very interesting. I haven't looked at this in a long time. I do like how it has age categories right here, the different types of races, and then if you want to be old or middle-aged, that's pretty cool. I mean, I like all this stuff up front. Here's secondary skills here. Always like those. I started playing with those a good bit, just as a catch-all, kind of like from, almost kind of like from Dungeon Crawl Classics. I like that a lot. Chance of contracting disease, like all of a sudden you just like, boom, just diseases. You know, parasitic infestations, chances of them, you got a base chance. Very interesting. Stuff that would probably be in a different section. They obviously moved it later on. And then explanation of abilities, which is another thing too. It tells you how to roll up abilities here, like I looked at the different methods, but then it shows what those actually are a little bit later on. And then we've got our races, like I already showed you about. I think that's interesting about that half. I like that. Half orcs are boars. They are rude, crude, crass, and generally obnoxious. Because most are cowardly, they tend to be bullies and cruel to the weak. They will quickly knuckle under to the stronger. This does not mean that all half orcs are horrid. Only most of them. It neither means that they are necessarily stupid nor incapable. They will always seek to gain the upper hand and dominate those around them so as to not be able to exercise their natural tendencies. Half orcs are greedy too. I just like how that's like added on to the, oh yeah, and they're greedy. They can of course favor their human parent more than their orcish one. I like that. It's good. Yeah, interesting that there's followers right there. And then we've got of course our assassin. It's just an interesting way it was all kind of put together. Of course, I am a big fan of second edition, as that's the one that I started with. And then right here, I mean, we've got lycanthropy. And now granted, this is the DMG. It's not like this is the player's handbook. But just boom, all of a sudden it's like lycanthropy and alignment. That's very interesting. Just kind of scattershot all over the place. Just explain alignments. I always like alignments. I know it's very popular nowadays not to like alignments, but I don't mind them. Because we never really did much with them anyhow. There's some gems and jewelry. There's a lot of stuff I use, or you can use for other games, and you want to pull stuff out of this. Hirelings is a great section. Expert hirelings, of course, those are going to be great at what they do. Breaking those all down. It really is a great book. Let's see, information discovery. And then there's some of this art here is hilarious with this like Disney World stuff. Kind of fun. They had a lot of fun with it. Like Mickey Mouse. Dave, get the barbarian in the corner another drink quick. So he's obviously pissed as he almost took an axe to the face. That's detrimental to his head. And we're still on about henchmen here. I mean, granted, it's a big time. And then, of course, this is the thing that stirred up a lot of people is time in the campaign. Game time is of utmost importance. Failure to keep careful track of time expenditure by player characters will result in many anomalies in the game. The stricture of time is what makes recovery of hit points meaningful. Likewise, the time spent of entering in wilderness areas removes concerned characters from their bases of operation, be they rented chambers or battlemented strongholds. Certainly the most important time stricture pertains to the manufacture of magic items, for during the period of such activity no adventuring can be done. Time is also considered in gaining levels and learning new languages and more. All of these demands upon game time force choices upon player characters and likewise number their days of game life. All right. Character spells. We've got day-to-day acquisition of cleric spells. I mean, it really is. I mean, it is a DM's guide, so there is going to be a lot of information. And yeah, a couple times some things going to seem like they're kind of someplace different, where they should be, or down the road they decided to kind of contain all this stuff. Here's some more explanation about magic user spells, which I do like that. If there's an issue with it, exactly, maybe something how it might work a little bit better. Great piece of art there. I like that a lot. I mean, most of the art I like, and that's just all there is to it. I mean, I don't really classify much of like the comic book type, not comic book, but like I don't know, like a comic strip type art as being very good. There's a lot in here. I'm going to show you some parts that I really like. Of course, I got some weird stuff here from when I bought this. Don't know. This is one of the places I got it. Good bookstore we have locally. This is where I probably got it from. And this was during the time where you could just buy these for like $15. They would show up, and they weren't very expensive at all. Maybe 20 tops. Now they go for a lot more. So it's just jam-packed. I mean, there is art, but it's not like how it is nowadays, where there's like art on every single page, half pages, and then some. Cool here is Sample Dungeon, which you can use, which is really great and helpful, obviously, as it's going to break down a lot of stuff that's going on in it. And I think that's good. It's good to show how it works. Here is, of course, the player characters. The players talking with the DM. And this is all very good stuff here, of course. Non-player characters, stuff that you can roll up. This is stuff that I would use pretty regularly. Let's see, siege engines. I don't think I've ever done anything with a siege engine. I'm certain people have. And then this kind of interesting stuff where they were kind of doing other games together, like Boot Hill, how to convert them, Gamma World. Kind of solidifies it in its time. And I don't think they really saw much about that or thought much about that, how it would be perceived down the road when Boot Hill's kind of a game from the past. Let's see, use of magic items, command words. And there, I mean, look, we still got a whole bunch to go. It really is the best DM's guide. And the second edition gets shit on a lot because this one was just so good. But I still think there's a lot of great stuff to be had in the second edition DM's guide as well. It's a neat book. I like it. It's probably one I need to reference a lot more when I'm looking at stuff. But then again, a lot of the games that we have has taken a lot. They've done the same thing. Minor benign powers. Always like looking at magical weapons. And then the great appendices, which is what it's known for. And this is what really helped me right here, is how to, like, making dungeons, random rolls, if you need to come up with something. This is invaluable stuff right here. Absolutely fantastic. Stairs, caves and caverns, pools, lakes. Stuff that you can really roll up. And this is the stuff you really need to help run a game. Of course, it is Saturday night. I'm certain most people have got other stuff to do, but I just figured I'd look through the book here and see if anybody wants to look with me, if they've got anything to say. Feel free to say it. If you got something you want to talk about, something that's on your mind when it comes to role-playing games, I'm all ears, or I guess eyes, because I'll have to read it. And then we've got our random and monster encounter tables, which I do like these. I don't really swear by them. A lot of times I just kind of see a creature I want to throw in, see if it kind of would be in that area, and I like to throw it in there. And then great stuff here. Creatures from the lower planes. Such great random rolls. These are always difficult whenever it switches sides like that. It looks like it might be lagging a little bit. Yeah, these are hard to use when they're like this. You got to flip the book around and everything. Gambling. It's got gambling in the back. Tricks. Dungeon dressing. This is great sections here. I really used a lot of this with Pocket Fantasy when I was making up my table for random stuff that you may find, like in a dungeon or in a like cavern or something like that. These herbs, spices, and medicinal vegetables, like that, medicinal vegetables. Very cool, very useful stuff. I mean, man, I can see why people love this so much. Conjured monsters, and then inspirational educational reading. Of course, this is Appendix N here. I have read some of these, of course, not all of them. Of course, I love Tolkien. Moorcock, of course, is cool. Lovecraft. I've got Fritz Leiber stuff. I have not read it all whatsoever. I feel terrible about that. Edgar Rice Burroughs. I've read some of that. And then all of a sudden, Appendix O, encumbrance of standard items. Very interesting. And then scrolls, weapons, a glossary in the back. Very helpful. I mean, it is a very useful book. I mean, obviously it set the standard. And I like this with the index that we've had with both the DM's guide and the player's handbook, so you can do that. And then, of course, talking about Gen Con, I've been reading a lot of the old Dragon magazines, and they are just amazing, and it's so cool to see them talk about Gen Con, like some of the very first ones, and who's going to be there, and how it was, and I can imagine how small it was compared to the way it is now, of course, which is absolutely huge. But look at this. I mean, it's got everything you need back here in these tables. 1979. I don't know which printing this is, but it's a decent one. And I do like, of course, Jeff Easley. I like the way these orange spine ones look. I do have one of the originals, and I think not the orange spine ones. I think this is the book I got that is absolutely fantastic condition. I mean, like it was barely even ever used. Sorry about the glare there, but that's just how it's going to be, so you can see it well. Put that back. Look at this thing. I mean, it's got nice corners. Look at that. I mean, look at that spine. I got absolutely super lucky with this. I think it was a buddy of mine sold it to me for $20, and look at that. I mean, it's got nice pages. There's almost no blemishes whatsoever. A little bit of browning right there. And the pages are nice and whitish, I should say. Yeah, thanks, man. It really is. When he handed it to me, because he was like, "Oh, I've got an old DM's guide. I'll sell it to you." And I was like, "Okay." He just said it looks good, and I said, "Okay, cool." And then I did not expect it to see it like this. And he sold it to me, and we were out in a parking lot. It was dark, and I couldn't really see it. And I don't think it was ever used, to be honest with you. I don't think it was ever used whatsoever. Maybe put on the table, maybe glance through, and that's it. But I'm so proud of this one here. Listen to that spine still. I mean, it's just fantastic. Love that cover. I don't know which cover I like better. I think I like the player's handbook cover a little bit better. Hate that glare. Sorry about that. See, I can turn it off. There you go. Boom. It's got a little bit of lag on the video. I don't know. I'm still working with this whole live stream thing. It's just atrocious. Very difficult to make. But so Mark's genre mixer. What games are you playing? Are you playing a game now? Are you into something right now, or what? Like what's your game? Let me put this back real quick. If I can get it. Let me get some more light. There we go. So I'm going to be on live streaming. Hopefully I'll get this a lot better down the road. Maybe not so laggy. Just better all around. I just do this every once in a while. Try to get back into this. Whenever I'm looking at role-playing games, I'm going to try to be doing this. Let people see what I'm messing with. let them chime in. Maybe it's a game they haven't seen before. I didn't buy one like that a few years. Oh, retracted. Message retracted. I was reading it. I was trying. Been trying to clean up this room. I'm trying to get back into it. I've been off my channel for a while. And I'm having a brewski here. This is a sparkling ice fruit punch. Right now playing a game called Dead West. I have heard of that. Into any of the BX white box clones. Love all OSR stuff. Yes, very cool stuff. I do like BX white clones, white box clones. I regret I didn't buy one like that a few years back. I have a used copy. Yeah, I've got a player's handbook here. Let me show you. This thing is gnarly. Now, I've seen worse. Let me see if I can get it out. I got so many books. They're just like crammed in everywhere, real tight. Not doing this thing any justice. Ugh. Look at this thing. I mean, this is one of those ones. You know, I got this very cheap, but I've got like 2 others. This has got like the nice. Well, you can't see it. I gotta flip it back, and you still can't see it. It's lagging so hard. I don't know why it's doing that. I'm gonna try to figure out why. But it's got the yellow end pages there. Elliot Bruns. Be interesting to try to like find these people and see if they're still alive. Elliot Bruns. I've got his old address right there. I don't know what that says, but it looks like there's his telephone number. I don't know what that means. Probably shouldn't be showing that, but who knows? This guy's, I mean, this is old. I don't know. I could never write in a book. I know people who do. I can't do it. 1978, 6th printing, January 1980, it says. But this one has been used. I don't know what this is. Coffee, Coke, or something. But, I mean, it's still workable. I would definitely throw this one on the table before the other one since it's already seen so much wear. And you got to think about it. These are so old now. It's really incredible. Don't know what's up with that either. Let's see. Keep those for at-home enjoyment and get a copy of Ostrich. I've had Ostrich as well. I got rid of a lot of OSR books. I focused on 2nd edition D&D, and because that's the one that I started with, like I said, and I just had so many of them that I'm like, you know what, I'm not gonna keep just messing around and keep getting OSR books and little changes here and there and justifying buying all the books for them. But Ostrich is very good. I really like the small versions of them. Those little like small handbooks. Those are really cool. Hey, what's up? Long time no see, dude. Gonna be back into doing some live streaming. I'm gonna try to start looking at some books. And I said, you know, if I'm reading a role-playing book or I'm doing some work on it, well, why not live stream it and people can join in and see what I'm doing? They can chime in and tell me what they think about it, or if they've not seen that book or game before. Swords and Wizardry is very cool. And I definitely like a white box. I'm in the dark. There we go. I like white box a lot. Pretty easy. I like, you can't really see it up there. I like Old School Essentials. My buddy Kelly got into that pretty heavy after Labyrinth Lord, because we were playing that a bunch. And man, I like that quality a lot. The way it's laid out, everything about it, just great. But a lot of good choices out there. I think we've kind of, we always say that we keep on hitting saturation point, but they keep on coming in different ways or different. Let me do it one more. There we go. There we go. Love. So you got the new. No, don't have that. Don't have that, unfortunately. I haven't bought a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, I did get. For my birthday, I got the Old School Essentials box sets that I did the videos of. Buddy David gave them to me, and he's the one that originally gave them to me, so for me to do the video. But I haven't picked those up. Dolanwood, whenever it comes out, whenever that's going to be. I know it's going to be soonish. I'd like to see what that's going to be. There's just so much stuff out there, and trying to think of anything else. I did get a couple new games. I'll probably save those for later videos. They're more modern games, One is very dear to me. It's a second edition from a game that I used to love back in the 90s and never really played it much. Well, that's cool. That's cool about Dolomwood. I'm looking forward to seeing how that's going to be. And I don't know if, I mean, I guess you need all the books. I mean, I know there's like a setting book and like a rules book, but hopefully it'll be all worth it. I mean, everything I've seen from it's great. I know I did a little preview of it on my channel, and I thought it was pretty cool. Just from the preview, so that looks good. But yeah, I've got a couple new games here. I'll probably be doing videos of those in the future. They're not new to a lot of other people. They're new to me because I've just gotten them. And I kind of went ape and bought a whole bunch of them. Still waiting on, of course, the Planet of the Apes role-playing game is more than likely going to be pushed back. I'm thinking January now. They had some sort of printing error, so I'll have a bunch of that. So I'll be showing all that stuff off. And then, I don't know. I'm just like, when I be wanting to run something or read something, you know, why do it on my iPad, sitting on the couch when I can be doing it here, talking to everybody, maybe getting people more involved, letting them say what they want. I've considered occasionally maybe just having anybody that wants to join me. I haven't decided on this yet. Just to join if they want to join me on like a Zoom thing, just to talk about role-playing games. What they're doing, what they think about the industry, what's going on. But I've got a couple here that have not told people that I've got. And I think I did tell people I've got the Alien role-playing game because I talked about that with the Planet of the Apes. Yeah, I got a couple more, and I've been reading them. I got a bunch of new for like DCC Day. I've got some stuff for that. The adventures that were released for that. The Return to the Starless Sea. I got that on Free RPG Day. Very cool. But just trying to get back in there. I've been kind of I took a break for a while on my channel. People might not have noticed, but I took a break and now I'm ready to get back at it. And there's a lot of people that contacted me and they want me to look at their stuff, and I will slowly try to integrate their stuff back in. I can understand that about the Planet. I love Planet of the Apes so much. Just watched all the movies with my girls, even the newer ones, which even them, they actually like the older ones better than the newer ones, even though they do like them, and I do like them too. It's just there's no sci-fi really in it. It's just kind of like you're just seeing what happens. There's no like real thought, provoking science fiction. It's just kind of grim, rough change of the world. Still looks great, and the special effects, we haven't seen the new. We're gonna watch the newest one, that Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, soon. But I'm just glad they still like the originals better. I thought maybe they would like the new ones, but those originals can't be beat. So love Planet of the Apes, but I can understand not pulling the trigger on Planet of the Apes. But yeah, I mean, if you guys see me on and you want to stop in, I'll be here. Much more than I ever have been, or that's the plan. And I may just be sitting here, I may be reading something, and then once somebody shows up, I'll start talking about what I'm looking at, my thoughts on it, maybe just reading stuff out loud, talking about whatever. But yeah, the break on my YouTube channel is over. I'm gonna get back at it. I hope to be doing more interviews, kind of like what I did earlier today. If you missed that, about John Carter of Mars, really cool. Little supplement that's going to be coming out with that audio series. Watch that video, some cool interview stuff. And we talk about the industry too. Me and Bert in particular have got big ideas about, we talk about this kind of afterwards, about what we'd like to see from YouTube channels or content that's made out there. But yeah, maybe more people will see that I'm on, and they'll be like, wow, he's on there a bunch, and let's go check out what he's doing. And yeah, it'd be cool to see, like, if Cal, if you want to join on a Zoom or something. A lot of people may not like to see their face or hear their voice or something. I could care. I don't know. To me, it's obviously just, it is what it is. But if somebody wants to join in, we can try to do a Zoom and do it that way. Learning this stuff, getting back in the live streaming is just very challenging. I've been working all day on it, had a lot of difficulties. To do this right here, I'm using my phone to do that right there. Did you see the homage cover for the new supplement coming out? I did, and it looks fantastic. They did a great job on that. And to play more and buy less. God almighty, dude, you've got it on the nose. That's 100% right. But no, the Neon Lords, that cover looks great. And that's, I mean, we're going back and touching in with some of the greatest books of all time with that. But yeah, I've got Neon Lords right here, and from he sent that to me. I was just amazed when I saw it. I was really blown away by the quality of that book. I do like that cover, but yes, play more, buy less. I've had like, I wouldn't say like epiphany, but I'm just trying to change the course of what's taking my time, what's taking my like attention, and it's all frivolous trash that is just wasted. I feel like every night I'm like, what did I do today? I could have been doing something. I could have been on here talking to y'all. We can talk about stuff, showing you some books, working on something, working on a campaign, just reading rules, trying to understand them, seeing what I like and what I don't like. Saw Brian Shutter on T-shirted Historian's channel. Oh yeah, that's cool. I saw that they did something the other day, but I missed it. Like I said, I was probably doing something frivolously stupid. And yeah, buying role playing game. I'm like, look at the shelf back there. Now people look at that, and there are some books at the bottom. But it's Vampire, Werewolf, and Wraith, and those, I mean, just Vampire alone, you could get so much role playing out of that. And my mind's just not been focused on a lot of role playing stuff, and I'm trying to get back at it. I want to just completely. I'm tired of trying to find movies. I talked to people today about it, like during that live stream. I'm tired of trying to find movies that are going to recapture the movies I liked from when I was younger. Video games are starting to lose their luster, to me, honestly. I just like a certain types of games, I've decided, and that's all I play, or I should be playing, because everything else is just, I don't know, they're kind of frivolous too. I'm a real sucker for like Elder Scrolls and Fallout and stuff like that. I can just completely, get absorbed in that. But it's like, I play it so much, I'm like, what am I doing? I'm wasting my time. I just feel like I'm wasting my time, and I need to be doing what I love pretty much the most, is role-playing games. Stop trying to find happiness in a lot of other things that just don't do it. It's always role-playing number one. Board games and card games don't do it really as much for me. But that's cool that Brian's still out there. I need to have him on here too. I need to get more people. StreamYard, thank God I didn't. Thank God I didn't, go in with StreamYard. I don't really have anything. Yeah, I haven't played a video game in ages. I thought about this being it for me. Like I've got some games I want to get that I still haven't get. And see, that's the thing, is I'll wait a long time, and I'll wait till it bottoms out in price, and then I'll pick it up. But like I still need to get like Cyberpunk 2077 and Elden Ring. I just beat Sekiro. That thing came out in like 2019. So like I will wait, and you're not gonna outwait me. You're gonna go. They're gonna put it on sale. I mean, I've bought so many Assassin's Creed games for like 10, $15. It's hilarious, and they're like hundreds of hour, like 100-hour gameplay. But they're just not doing it as much for me. Like I don't know, maybe my mind's just, what do I enjoy out of them? And I think I've gotten that out of a lot of games already. Or if I want it, I'll just go back and play those. No, I haven't played Baldur's Gate 3. I mean, I've got a Series X, but yeah, Brian seems like a cool guy. I need to have him on here. I talked to him whenever I did whenever he reached out to me to do the video, and I said, oh, I need to get you on the channel. And that's the thing, man. I'll probably be saying this a bunch during live streams, but I feel like there's been moments, and I've been saying this like a broken record, where we've got to do more instead of talking about doing more. Like I say a bunch of stuff, but then I never get around to do it. The effort, the reward of doing it, it's like the effort is not there. You don't need to really put much effort into stuff now. You can just find whatever movie's on. There's so many choices, and then that makes the reward not as fulfilling. So I need to go out there and do more stuff. I need to role play more. Really get involved. Stop doing like just putting my toes in the water of some games, but really delve into it. Really create stuff that's really nice, really good, and deep. And got to find the right players too. I like playing face to face. I've played a bunch online, but man, there's just nothing like playing face to face in games. That's really where it's at. But that's cool. I mean, I hope people are enjoying this. Like I said, I don't know. I spend so much of my time not doing anything of really anything that I don't find, that's worthwhile. And I'm like, well, maybe I should go back on here and see how it's going. I see a lot of YouTube channels have kind of shut down. People not posting as much. They're I said, yes, that's why I painted 4 minis today and based in Prime Nutter. That's great too, dude. I've got some miniatures to paint. I've got some Battletech. Like, I like Battletech. The new Battletech's awesome. And then like they're like, here's the new box set, and I'm like, thank you, that's great. But now I've got to paint them. And then like I know that my paints are old. I'm gonna have to replace those. Probably got brushes that are trash. So it's like, oh, I've got to restart with all my tools, you know. So yeah, I got to do that. I've got Shadows of Brimstone. I've got tons of stuff for that I need to paint. But I'm kind of done with board games. Like buying, I've got so many I need to play. I got rid of a bunch of them too. But I got a lot of BattleTech. You can get so much mileage out of BattleTech. Um, I like classic BattleTechs. My buddies like Alpha Strike. I like it all. I prefer classic BattleTech though. But that's cool that you did those painting those minis, dude. Good job. That's the thing too, is you just people need to be congratulated on doing stuff. It's like give them props, man. Hey, you did it. You instead of having that gray miniatures over there, you sat down and said, I'm gonna do it today. That's what good weekend's for, if you can do it. Trying to figure out what this chat rate is up here. I have no clue. I've been trying to get this to work all day and just run into terrible problems with it, and it's probably still screwed up. But I like to talk a lot, obviously. Don't really have many people to talk to as much that engage. So if people want to engage, that's cool. I feel like there's just like some stagnancy going on with YouTube. Everybody I think has kind of given up to the big guys that really put a lot of effort into their channel, and that's a lot of work. I give those guys all the props, man. My what is it? Dark Places Demogorgons video is about as high production value as I was able to make. It took me about a week to do. And it was so much work, and it's good, but it's nothing like those guys can make. Those guys have got absolute skill, so hard to get anything going face to face at stores unless it's 5e. That's correct. That's what sells at the game stores, though. I needed to start pounding them out again about the minis. I understand, and that's the thing that's crazy about minis is that sometimes you will just be like, I'm not touching them, and then once you finally say, screw it, I'm gonna paint these things, you start knocking them out, and it's like, why wasn't I doing that? I'm gonna move my mic up here. Why wasn't I doing